Okay, welcome back. You're here for another day to transform, but maybe you need the accountability to do so. Today we have the perfect platforms of social accountability. So put your goals online, be transparent with your goals. Tell your friends, your loved ones, your co-workers, and that could give you the accountability that you need to succeed. So starting off triceps with the resistance band tricep pushdowns. So when you're performing this exercise, make sure that you get a good contraction at the bottom, and if you're not, maybe step away from the resistance band to stretch it to provide more contraction. So make sure your hands are about shoulder width distance apart with an overhand grip when performing this movement. Step away, elbows tight and hinged by your body. Then you're going to extend out, contract, and slowly back up. Contract and back up. So the only portion of your arms that should be moving are your forearms and your hands. So facing away from the band, you're going to keep your upper body straight. You're going to have your elbows slightly in front of you, and you're going to keep your elbows tight together. You're going to be targeting the tricep muscle group here, all three heads of your triceps. You're going to keep constant tension applied by squeezing and pausing at the extension of this movement. And then as you come back nice and slowly over a 2 to 3 second count, once you've got your full stretched position, you'll immediately go back out to that locked position, pause for a second, and return. Okay, we're in the last 4 weeks of achieving our goals. However, this is where a lot of people fall off because it gets difficult now. Yeah, there will be times that you're gonna feel tired. Your legs are gonna be sore. You won't wanna do the cardio on the weekends. But this is your goal to achieve, so make sure that you put everything into the details of this goal in order to make it your big picture. You can do this, guys. Don't listen to other naysayers. Don't listen to other people that are pulling you down. This is your time to change and transform forever. Now the elbows are warmed up with a banded exercise, we're going to move on to the skull crushers to really target all three heads of the triceps. But when your elbows are flared up like that, it can put a little bit of stress on the elbows. So it's really good that we warm up before getting into this exercise. However, if you feel like you need extra warm-up sets, then please do perform them. So I've got a bench here, but you can do this on the floor, obviously. You'll need a couple of dumbbells. You're going to lie back, bring the dumbbells overhead, so it shouldn't be over your chest, overhead so you can get engagement even at the top of the movement. You're gonna come down nice and slowly, under control, and then push up. You can squeeze and contract for a second at the top, come either side of your head, and then back down. The common mistake that I see when people perform this exercise is that they flare their elbows out. Don't do that. You can put your shoulders under unnecessary strain, so keep your elbows in tight. I want your upper back, lower back, and glutes in contact with the bench, with your feet planted firmly on the floor. Your dumbbells are going to be overhead, either side of your head, and then you're going to come down nice and slowly with your elbows tucked in tight. I don't want those dumbbells to touch the bench. Just as the dumbbells are either side of your head before touching the bench, I want you to go straight back up with the dumbbells overhead so you can have complete contraction placed upon your triceps. You're going to be targeting the middle portion of your triceps, but you're also going to target the short head and the long head of your triceps. Make sure that you squeeze at the top for a second before coming back down and then back up with constant tension applied on your triceps throughout the entirety of the movement. let's not give up now. I know that you have the little voices in your head to say, this is too hard, I'm too lethargic, I'm too busy. Do not give up. Manage your time. Commit yourself harder. Control your environment and finish strong. Now, I always say you need to reach absolute failure in order to succeed in the gym. So when I say failure, when you're performing repetitions, you should reach absolute failure, meaning that you could not perform one more repetition even if your life depended on it. That is failure, and it's the only place in the world that we have to reach failure in order to succeed outside of the weights area. So to finish off the triceps, we're going to use a resistance band with a single overhead tricep extension, okay? One arm at a time. So with the resistance band, I want you to step into it and then put your body through it, lift overhead, and then remove one hand, okay? That's going to be your starting position. You're going to keep your elbow tight to your head. Don't flare it out. Keep it tight, okay? That's your hinge point. Then you're gonna come up, squeeze, contract at the top, and then slowly down. This is what's gonna work the rear head of the tricep, the head that is closest to your body with a fully extended position. So as soon as that hand comes behind your head, push up and then down. Fight the resistance on the way down and contract at the top. Once you've done one side, you can then do the other side, and then you can take one step forward if you want, if it's too much resistance. And then you remove one of your hands away, and then you're slowly gonna come down until your hand has disappeared behind your head, and then extend up. Slowly fight the resistance on the way down and contract at the top. When beginning the single arm overhead banded extension, you should have your upper body straight. You'll have a slight arc in your back as you reach behind and grab hold of the resistance band with one arm. Your elbow should be tucked in tight, and you're going to get a full contraction at the top of this movement before stretching until your hand goes behind the head to keep tension applied to the tricep. You're going to work the long head of your tricep as your primary mover, but you're also going to work the middle head and the short head of your tricep as your secondary movers. Now you need to push yourself to failure on every single working set. So quite often people will say, okay, I'm gonna reach failure on my third and final set. No, you need to reach failure on your first set, your second set, your third set, every single working set. The only set that you do not reach failure are your warm-up repetitions and your warm-up sets. Don't get taken off your goal. Don't be meandering or navigating a way out of it. You started with this commitment. Are you somebody that follows through or comes up with an excuse? The choice is yours. Now we're moving on to bicep curls to hit the biceps. Of course, we've hit the triceps, so let's allow the triceps to recover and obliterate these biceps a little bit more with a bicep dumbbell curl. Now you can do this standing. I'm going to demonstrate it seated. When you're in a seated position, you'll notice that you actually use a little less momentum and core engagement, so you may have to go a little bit lighter than you would in a standing position. So grab hold of those dumbbells, face your palms forward and curl up, and then back down slowly, keeping your elbows tight and hinged against your body. Come up to your front delts and then back down without any upper body momentum. Control the negative and squeeze, contract as hard as you can at the top. When you start the dumbbell bicep curl in a seated position, sit down on a bench, but keep your upper body aligned. Do not slouch with your posture. Keep the posture high, chest up, chin up, and then as you come up with a movement, I don't want to see any swinging from your lower back. You're going to be targeting the biceps in this movement. You're going to keep constant tension applied by squeezing at the top of this exercise, but getting a good stretch at the bottom. I don't want you to pause at the bottom. I want you to pause and squeeze at the top of this movement as your palms face towards the anterior head of your delts. Remember why you begun this program. What was your commitment? Make sure you journal it every single day and reaffirm those goals, because it's these goals every single day that will take you to that end picture and that physique that you visualize. You didn't come this far just to come this far. Don't give up now. Maybe you've given up in the past, but not this time. This is your time to shine. So let's have it. Now we're doing a seated dumbbell curl again. However, this time you're gonna perform it in an alternate fashion. So when you're performing this movement, I want you to come up with one side, rotating your palm up, and then the palm coming towards your body at the bottom. Once your arm has come to the bottom, that is when you engage the other side. Only once it's come down do you engage the opposing side in an alternate fashion. So you're gonna come up, rotate, so your palms are facing up towards the ceiling and back down without any upper body momentum or movement. Squeeze and down. This will really target the bicep peak. So make sure that you focus on that contraction and the negative to do this properly. When performing the seated alternating dumbbell curls, I want you to sit down on a bench, keeping your upper body aligned by keeping your core tight and chest up and chin straight. I don't want you slouching with your posture. You're gonna be targeting your biceps, and you're gonna target one bicep at a time with an alternating fashion. So you're gonna pull up with one side, and as that other side gets to the bottom, you will pull up with the other with no swinging from your lower back. You are gonna target your bicep muscles on this movement, which is the front of your upper arm. You're gonna keep constant tension applied to your biceps by making sure that you get a good stretch at the bottom and then you gotta squeeze at the top. But I don't want you to relax the arm at any time throughout this movement. I want you to keep constant tension applied to your biceps. It's not meant to be easy. It's supposed to be difficult. If it was easy, everybody would have the physique that they've always wanted. But the people who have the body they've always wanted have not given up, and neither are you. The final movement for biceps is the banded bicep curl. And you're gonna push yourself, of course, just like with every other exercise, to absolute failure with every single set. People often blame their genetics for the physique that they have, but usually it's because people don't push themselves to failure. Failure meaning you cannot perform one more repetition even if it wanted to. Your body is very comfortable looking the way it is, so you have to push it to an area that it hasn't been before in order for it to change. And the only way that you're gonna get it to change is obviously with your nutrition, your hydration, your sleep, and finding failure with each one of these sets. So with a banded curl, make sure that you stand onto it, maybe about shoulder width distance apart to create enough resistance, and you're gonna hold on to that resistance band with an underhand grip. Elbows tucked into your side, you're gonna curl up towards your shoulders and then back down, and you should have plenty of resistance even at the bottom of the movement. Contract, hold at the top, work and fight against that negative. Squeeze and back down without any upper body momentum. When performing the banded bicep curl, your position to begin with should be standing upright, elbows back, chest up, keeping your core tight so you have a good, strong posture before you begin this movement. The targeted muscle groups that you're going to hit with this exercise is going to be your biceps. Okay, this is your commitment to yourself, nobody else, that you are finally gonna finish something that you've begun. So let's hit it. To keep constant tension applied to the biceps, there should be resistance on the band before you begin. So there shouldn't be any slack in the band throughout any part of the movement. As you come up to the top position, I want you to squeeze at the top for a second before going back down to the bottom, where you're not going to pause, you're going to come straight back up and repeat. Remind yourself of why you started this goal and why you should finish it. Write your goals down every day. Read those goals every day. Read them back to yourself and make sure you reaffirm those goals every day. Now we're moving on to abs with Russian twists. So you need to go to absolute failure with this exercise. Obviously, you need to lean back as far as you can before you start falling back. Hold onto a dumbbell here for resistance. Lean back. Now your abs are engaged. I want you to twist around from one side, then to the other. And you need to find failure with each one of these sets. You pause, contract, and then twist to the other side. Breathe out and breathe out every time that you twist, so you can extend all that air out of your diaphragm for an added contraction. So when performing the dumbbell Russian twists, I want you to sit down with your legs slightly bent. Then you're gonna lean back until your abs start to engage, okay? And then what I want you to do is hold onto a dumbbell as extra resistance. This is gonna help you target your upper abs, your lower abs, and your obliques. When you're performing this exercise from one side to the other, I need you to breathe out. As you exhale, you fully contract your obliques. And then you breathe out again as you twist to the opposing side to fully contract your obliques. I want you to keep constant tension applied to your abs by holding that dumbbell throughout the entirety of the movement and not allowing that dumbbell to touch the floor either side. This is where people either fall off or they move forward and they come up in a winner's circle. Do you want to end up on the podium or do you want to be just another number? Be a success within yourself by pushing yourself every single day, marking off every single meal and every single workout to absolute failure in order to achieve your goals. Are you doing everything that you could be doing in order to achieve the success? How many years have you looked at yourself and said, you know what? January 1st, I'm gonna start again. Monday, I'm gonna hit it harder. But here you are, looking at yourself in the mirror again. This is your time to change. This is your time to have the boot camp that is gonna test you and change you for the rest of your life. Now we've got another ab exercise that will really target our obliques and also our upper abs and our lower abs. And that is an alternating knee to elbow movement. So we're gonna lie down on the floor. We're gonna cross our ankles there. Bring your hamstrings up, knees up towards the ceiling. You can hold onto your head, don't cup your fingers behind. Just take the weight of your head, and then you're gonna bring your opposite elbow towards your opposite knee, and then back down, and then do the opposing side, and back down. Every time you come up, breathe out and squeeze, and have your head facing towards the ceiling, or at least keep a fist distance between your chin and your chest, so you don't crunch your head. So it's squeeze, and back down. Breathe out, and breathe in. Breathe out, and breathe in. Keep your abs contracted, even at the bottom of the movement. When performing alternating knees to elbow, you need to lie on the floor with your legs up, so your upper legs or your thighs are pointing up towards the ceiling, and then your lower legs are parallel to the floor. You're also going to have your arms bent, holding the weight of your head with the palms of your hand, but you shouldn't grip behind the head and pull up with the head. Just hold either side of your ears. Then the muscle groups that you are going to target are your upper abs, your lower abs, and your obliques. You're gonna twist to one side and you're gonna pause there for a second to keep constant tension applied. And then you're going to immediately go to the other side and squeeze before coming back down. Now, when you come back down, do not allow your shoulders and your head to touch the floor, because I don't want you to disengage the target muscle groups. I want those muscle groups targeted throughout the entirety of this movement. So now you have an understanding of where your limits lie. So let's push past them. Push past any limits that you've put in front of you. There are no limits, only your limitations. So let's get to that last set and push it harder than we did the ones before. Okay, we are getting towards the end here now. We're getting to the last final stretch. You're gonna be a little bit lethargic, you're gonna be tired, you may have a little bit of doubt, but this is where your recovery techniques really come into play so you can perform and get over to that last stretch at your absolute best. You've done a great job this far, but don't think that this will continue. You need to put in place the preparation plans in order for you to succeed. I always say, if you don't prepare, you are preparing yourself to fail. So I like to bulk cook my meals a couple of times a week. I need to make sure that everything that I've planned for the week is intact. So please do prepare and don't use the element of surprise that will allow you to fail.